guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Alicia. I love all things makeup, all things beauty. If you're into that kind of thing, I think you would really enjoy my content. I hope that you will subscribe and stick around for all of my future videos. Today, we are going to be filming this makeup look using the new Lunar Beauty Moonspell Volume 2. I am so excited for this collection. Moonspell Volume 1. I joke that it is my favorite palette that I have never used, and that is so true. I love it so much that I have not used it, but I'm going to break that trend. I'm going to use it this year, finally. But yeah, so we got the volume 2 out, and I picked up the whole collection. I picked up the eyeshadow palette. I picked up all the lipsticks. The palette retails for $48. The liquid lipstick is $18. The glosses are $17 each. You can get a set of all three of the glosses for $42, or you can get this whole set for $80, which is what I did. So when you get your palette, this is how it will come. The palette retails for $48, so very true to Manny's prices. And if you look at the volume 1, here, it is a little bit smaller. So other than that, these packages are about the same. They were the same price, I believe. This one has 15 shades. This one has 20. This, I think, was made in the US. This was made in China. This still performed, just heads up, performed very well. Love this eye look. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Back of the palettes is basically the same, but a little bit different. This has got the phases of the moon. They both look like they have phases of the moon. I don't know. They are a little bit different though. And then on the front of the little symbols are different. So this one's got flowers. This one looks like it's got some kind of like branches or something. And then these two here are different than the little bugs on this side. We've got scales here. We've got a spider and snake here. So very similar, but there are some differences to the actual front of the palette. When you get the lipsticks, they are in this gorgeous packaging. Now, I will not be keeping the lipstick packaging, but it is just like the gold on this palette. It is like embossed. You can feel it. This palette, just to mention, it feels very good. It feels like an actual book. It's heavy, not too heavy, but I mean, it's got some weight to it. It's got like a texture on it. It literally just feels like a book. So nice. And I'm going to show you guys what the inside looks like. Here we go. Gorgeous palette. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some swatches. All right, we have Agatha, which is the grandma in Halloween Town. Nice white with like some reflect. Manny said this is kind of like a topper shade. Then you have Luna, which is what I have on, and dear God, look at that shade. And Luna is from Harry Potter, so I had to use that shade. I love Harry Potter. Then we have got this shade here, which is Mildred. That's kind of like a rose gold. And then another Harry Potter shade is Myrtle, and that is like a nice like periwinkle type of purple. Such a gorgeous shade. And then the last one from this row is Misty. So just like the volume 1 palette, all of these names are named after witches in, you know, like pop culture, movies, shows, stuff like that. I am not familiar with all of these, so the ones that I am, I will point out. But some of them are from like Charmed, which I never watched Charmed. the new Charmed. Some of them are from American Horror Story. And I personally have never watched American Horror Story. My daughter says that is her thing, and she wants to keep that all to herself, so she doesn't allow me to watch that. Next up, we have Alex, which I have in my crease. I'm gonna double up on that one. It's because it is a lighter shade. There's Alex. Here's Cameron. Those are the sisters from Disney Twitches. Then you have Sally and Gillian from Impractical Magic. And lastly on that row, you have got Willow, which that is just a gorgeous red shade. And I love this neon too as well. We have Louise. Stunning. Look at that like shine to it. There is no reflect in that, but there is some serious like pearl. Then you have Zelda. And then you have Hilda. I'm pretty sure Zelda and Hilda, aren't those the aunts of Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Pretty sure that's who those are. Now Grams, I forget who he said this Grams shade was, but I'm just going to relate that shade to Bonnie's grandma, which we know is Grams from Vampire Diaries. That is such a good show. If you have not seen it, highly recommend. I've seen it like twice. And then this shade, which is Freya. And that, again, is just a gorgeous, gorgeous, like, neon type of red. On to the final row, you can see there's a little bit of staining on my hand. Something to be aware of is that this is a color palette. This is not considered an eyeshadow palette. There are no animal byproducts in this palette. Everything is vegan, so it is that red that they use in these colors that is causing that staining. Alright, we've got Maggie, which I've got a lot of this on my eyes. Very gorgeous color. Mel. Macy. Queenie, which I think that one is from American Horror Story. And lastly is Marie. A little bit crumbly, but you can see that is a matte black with red reflex in it. So those will show up if you pack it on with your finger like I did right there. But if you use a brush and blend that out, that glitter, the micro glitter in there is just going to blend away, and it's going to perform just like a matte black. If you put it on your brush and you give it a little tap, that like I said, that glitter, it'll just fall right out. All right, we are done with the eyeshadow palette. There's my desk. I love that you get a nice big mirror in here. Very usable. I like that you can bend this back and kind of use it like that. But yeah, gorgeous color story. Very heavy on like the purples and the reds. You can do definitely a purple smoky eye or a red smoky eye so easily, but I like that there are neutrals in here as well, so that if you are a neutrals girl, you can still get looks like that out of this palette. So love this. Next, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all of the lip products and give you swatches of those. There is one liquid lipstick in this collection and then two glosses. So the liquid lipstick is this color here, and it is in the shade Hollow's Eve. That is so pretty for like fall, winter, like Halloween, Thanksgiving. Yes, yes, love that. And the liquid lipstick, as you can see, is this component, whereas the glosses are this component here. I love Manny's Aesthetics. Then we have this shade here, which is Coven. kind of just like a milky type of a gloss. That would just look very, very pretty over a liner. And then we have the shade that I'm wearing today, which is Bitchcraft. Looks a little scary in the tube, but you can see whenever this color is swatched out, this is what you get, and it's just a nice, like, neutrally pink type of a shade. The glosses smell heavenly, not sticky at all. The liquid lipstick is not drying. I love Manny's aesthetics. Like I have said, I think I have all of his palettes other than the new like remake of his very first one, but I've got Strawberry Dream, his first one, Eternal Eclipse, Greek Goddess, and these are some of my very, very favorite palettes in my collection. I knew that I had to pick this one up, and if you were interested in seeing how it performs and how I got this eye look, then just keep on watching. I am so excited for this palette. We're gonna go ahead and just get right in. Currently, I have just my skincare on, lip balm, and then I do have on the Anastasia eye primer. I wanted something that had like a really bright, like kind of white base, and so that is why I pulled for that one, because we are going to be using some color today. Let's go ahead and get right into this gorgeous palette. So it feels kind of weird that I'm using volume 2 before volume 1, but yeah, volume 1, when I got it, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, it was just so pretty. Like, I never brought myself to touch it. I'm going to use it this year. I'm probably going to use it like on Halloween just so it'll be even more special, but this is the new Sister one, volume 2. Love it. What color are we going to use? Well, clearly I wanted to go on the purple route, and honestly, when I saw this Luna shade here, I wanted to use that shade. So that's what we're gonna do. I am a huge Harry Potter fan. This is from, you know, Luna. There's also another Harry Potter shade in here, which brings me just so much joy, which is Myrtle. And yeah, it just makes me love this palette so much even more. All right, so I think I'm going to go in first with Alex, which is this like lavender shade right here. And Alex, you know, is one of the sisters from Twitch, which you would have seen in the swatches. So I'm just going to use just a big blending brush. There is not a lot of kick up at all on this palette, which is lovely. And I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer just so you can see more of what I'm doing. All right, so got Alex on my brush, which is that nice lavender type of shade. And again, just like with all of our other eye tutorials, we are going to do one eye on camera. I'll catch the other up, and then we'll do final thoughts at the end. Now this palette was made in China, but it's swatched amazing, so I don't think we'll have any issues there. And Lunar Beauty is one of those brands that I trust the quality. You know, Manny MUA does not put out a ton of different products, so I really feel that he takes his time and creates quality products for his line, especially with it being a smaller brand too. I mean, he's not just gonna push out crap, you know what I mean? So I really do trust his products. And that blended out just gorgeous. I love that tone. Even just that all over the lid with like a little bit of a deeper purple in the crease would just be phenom. But I think I'm gonna do something like, I'm feeling kind of funky today. I want to do something just kind of out there. So that is definitely why we're doing the eyes first. All right, now I think I'm going to take just like a little packer brush, and this is actually one of Lunar Beauty's brushes. His brushes are fantastic. There are many of his brushes that I keep in my makeup bag and I use every single day. This is one of them. This is the Lunar Beauty 5. And I'm going to take Maggie, which is this like nice little plummy number here. And I'm going to get a good bit of this. I'm going to pack this on the lower portion of my lid, so like down by the lashes, and then I'm going to kind of try to work the brightness up, if that makes sense. I'm going to keep the deepness near the lashes, and then I'm going to do like a gradient of purples going up my lid. Alright, so we're going to start this down here. Oh, that's such a pretty, pretty shade. Look at that. Oh my god. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Kinda, it makes me want to just do this shade all over, to be honest with you. So pretty. But I want to see what some of these other shades are like. So I think I'm going to go into this one here. And that is called Hilda. Wow, that is a bright shade there. This will probably be the one we end it with. Definitely you can see why we're doing this first. Anytime like I'm doing kind of a more intense look, or like I'm really packing on color, I always do my eyes first, which is so weird because I used to be one of those people that could not understand how people did their eyes first, never did it that way, and then I started, haven't looked back. Have not looked back. It makes it just so much easier. I feel like you can really just do whatever you want because you know you're going to clean it up and it's just going to look perfected at the end. So you really give yourself more freedom to like blend and blow things out. I'm going to go into like a little bit more of a compact blender brush. And I'm going to go back into this Alex shade that we used first. And I am just going to go right over all of these edges, just with that like lighter lavender purple shade, because I do like for everything to look super duper blended. That is just lovely, lovely, lovely. Now with this same brush, I'm going to wipe it off. I've got like a towel down here. I am going to go into Agatha, which is this like white with gold reflect shade here. And that is what we're going to use for under the brow as well as our inner corner at the very end. And I'm just going to do like a very like little light dusting, but I'm going to blend it down. I want it to fade into that lavender purple color. Okay? You can see that reflect in there. So pretty. Okay. Now for the fun part, I am going to, I think that looks good. I think that looks blended. I'm going to take my finger now and I'm going to go into Luna. I would say if you're putting either one of these like topper kind of shades on your lid, your finger is going to be the best option. So I'm going to go into this. I mean, all right, now we are going to pack this on. Y'all. What? Oh my god. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more. And I'm just gonna kind of focus this right there. Mainly focusing on this part of the lid, but I am bringing it over at the very end, like just to kind of, you know, blend it out a bit. There we go. Wow. Wow. Okay. Now, I think I am going to add just a little extra touch. And I'm going to go into this black here. It does have red reflex in it, but I don't think you're going to be able to see that once we put it on the lid. So I'm going to take just a little bit of that on a small angled brush, and I want to just put this right by our lashes. I'm not doing a wing or anything like that. I literally am just putting this right at the base of my lashes to make my lashes stick out a little bit more, just because we do have an intense, you know, eye look going. Who else wears glitter like this to work? Okay. People I work with probably think I'm freaking crazy. I work in an accountant's, a CPA firm, and that's how I go into work. We are going to clean this up. Here we go. All right, so that is the eye all cleaned up. I am going to catch up the other eye, put on the rest of my face makeup, and then we will come back to do like the lower lashes and our final thoughts. All right, you guys. All right, I'm back. This is what we got going on. I am going to run you through what I have on the rest of my face. I've got on the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Hydra Foundation. I will never get used to that name. I'm in shade 1.0. I've got the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Concealer. I'm in shade 08. This is just about out. I'm like scraping the tube on that. Set that all down with the Lunar Beauty Light Illusion powder. And then I did use a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape Starlit Glow Powder. And then for bronzer, I used my Milani. This is the Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade 02 Sunkissed. For my blush, I pulled out a classic MAC Blush Baby. And then for my highlighter, I chose another MAC product. This is from a holiday collection, I believe 2 years ago. And this is the shade here. It is just so pretty and like icy. I thought it would look good with this look. This is in the shade Let It Glow. Now we can do the lower lash line. And then of course, brows was just the Anastasia Dip Brow. Went a little ham on the brows today. All right, I'm going to take my angled brush. I'm going to go into that black shade, Marie, whatever. I'm going to get this as close to the lash line as I can. Now, you will see like a little bit probably of like glitter reflex under here. That was not there before I curled my lashes. I think the lash curler disrupted the product and made a little bit fall down. But I was having no fallout before that. Alright, so put a little bit of that. Now I'm going to take a little smudger type brush And I'm going to go into the shade Maggie here. And I'm going to put, kind of like gonna smoke out that black with the shade. And I think really that's kind of all I want to do. I'm gonna connect this. Yeah, I think that's kind of all I want to do. And then I'm going to go into the shade Agatha here, and we're going to put that all in the inner corner. So just right there, and I'm not going to bring it too much up to the top. Just going to keep it concentrated right there. And then I'm going to kind of dip in between these two shades. And that is what I'm going to put right here. There we go. Alright, I'm going to do the other eye, put on my mascara, and then we will do like the lips and the final thoughts. Alright guys, so this is the completed eye look. I freaking love it. We're gonna go ahead and go in with the lip now. And I think the shade that I have to use this shade. It is called Bitchcraft. Smells like a vanilla cupcake, like a Lip Smackers. That's exactly what this smells like. This color looks kind of intense in the tube, but you can tell it is just, it's really a color you can just throw on and would go really with about anything. I will say I can kind of feel some of the glitter. It's not uncomfortable. It's not sticky. Love the formula of this gloss, but I can feel a little bit of glitter. So just something to be aware of. But this is that shade here. All right, so final thoughts. You need this collection, guys. If anything, like if you love color, if you love eyeshadow, if you love spooky things, if you love witches, if you are a eyeshadow palette collector, if you just love eyeshadows in general, you need this palette. This is such a gorgeous palette. Everything performed so freaking well. I feel like it's such a like unique color story as well. Love this palette. I would say if anything, pick up the palette. His lip products are fantastic as well. I mean, look at these components themselves, right? Right? Super comfortable formula. Love the smell. No complaints with these either. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye guys.